Healthy eating habits beat dieting all the time in weight loss. While most people who go on diets fail to sustain long-term weight loss, most people who develop healthy eating habits tend to find it easier to sustain long-term weight loss. The problem with going on a diet in order to lose weight is that it just isn't sustainable and it won't last long. Diets can only be effective for short-term periods because you can't possibly continue punishing yourself by eating foods that you don't enjoy and you don't like for the rest of your life. So if you go on a diet, one day you're going to have to go back to your normal food and you're going to bounce back to your previous weight. Developing good healthy eating habits is a smarter approach to a weight loss that will last for a sustained period of time because you're not restricting yourself from any particular groups of food and you feel like you're taking care of your body and you're in control because you're not on a diet, so you're not feeling like there's a particular food that you can't eat. So it makes it easier and it makes it turn into a lifetime habit that will sustain your weight loss and will help you to keep the weight off. Doing this helps you to create a good relationship with the food you eat and guarantees consistent and sustainable weight loss. I'll be going over 5 healthy eating habits that can help you to lose weight naturally. A lot of times the food we buy at fast food joints are very high in calories because of the quantity and quality of the ingredients used in cooking these foods. And most of the time the quantity that they serve per person is so much for one person and is not the normal quantity you would eat on a normal day. And because you bought this food with your money, you're usually compelled to finish the food even if you know that it's too much for you. But cooking your own food is better because you determine the ingredients you use to cook that food and you determine the amount of that food you eat, and after eating you can easily refrigerate the rest and heat it up later when you want to eat again. Junk foods are very high in calories and these junk foods are made from highly processed ingredients which contain things that are not even healthy for the body in excess. So when planning your meals, try to make sure that the amount of junk food contained in each meal you eat is not more than 20% of the entire food. Even if you want to snack on something, it should be a very little amount so it won't make you overexceed your calorie requirement, because something as small as a cup of ice cream or a slice of cake can be over 500 calories, which is what a normal meal you would eat in a day should contain. Alcohol and sugary drinks like soda and juice contain very high amounts of calories which are also empty and do not contain any nutritional value. So anytime you take a bottle of soda or alcohol alongside your meal, bear in mind that you're adding an extra 200 or 300 calories to that meal, which is completely empty and is not helping your body in any way because it contains no nutrients and it's just sugar. So if you have a habit of drinking a lot, be it soda or alcohol, I'm not saying you should completely cut it off all of it sudden, because the fact is that you're used to doing this thing and from time to time you're going to feel like taking it. So what you should do is to constantly make a conscious effort to drink in moderation. You know, like if to say you usually take 1 bottle per meal, you can reduce it to half a bottle. You can get a glass cup and pour it in and drop the rest aside, because if you leave it in front of you, you might be tempted to finish it. So you keep the rest aside and take it bit by bit, so you won't just finish everything at once and by the next meal you'll be looking for another bottle to take. So if to say you take like 5 bottles, 10 bottles, whatever number it is, you can just work by reducing it bit by bit. Like if you take 5, you can reduce it to 4. If you take 4, you can reduce it to 3, and bit by bit you keep reducing it until you're taking very little amounts so that your weight loss journey can move forward. Mindful eating means to take your mind off other distractions and other things when you're eating and pay attention to your food and your body. A lot of times when we eat, we are usually occupied with other thoughts or other things that we are busy with, and because of this we tend to eat more than we actually intended to eat because we're not paying attention to our bodies and we can't even realize when we are feeling full. And sometimes you just finish eating and realize that you feel so heavy and you feel overfull because you've just overeaten, and that's because you are not paying attention to your body. So when you practice mindful eating, you're paying attention to what you're eating, you're paying attention to how your body feels as you're eating. So once you feel like you're satisfied, you can drop the remaining and eat it later. A lot of times we eat on impulse, like when we see someone else eating, we suddenly remember that it's been a while we ate, or when we see food somewhere, we suddenly feel hungry, or when you perceive food, you suddenly feel like you want to eat. when you're not actually hungry. Our bodies have natural receptors called hormones that tell us when we need to do what. Like when you need to use the toilet, your body tells you that. And the same way, your body tells you when you need to eat by giving you hunger feelings. So pay attention to your body and make sure you eat only when you are hungry, because a lot of times it's more like you're just craving something because you saw it, because if you didn't actually see that thing, you're not going to feel like eating it. So pay attention to your body and only eat when you feel like you are hungry. So if you're on a weight loss journey, if you're trying to lose weight, instead of going on a diet that you will not be able to sustain in the long run, practice these 5 healthy eating habits that can help you to lose weight naturally without necessarily being on a diet. And little by little, you'll be able to control the amount of food you eat, and you would be able to lose weight without being on a full-blown diet. So thank you so much for watching this video up to this point. If you're seeing me for the first time, I am Lifestyle Spicer, and if you've not already subscribed, please don't hesitate to click that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, so when next I release a new video, you'll be the first to know. Also, give this video a thumbs up to help this channel grow.